Hello, builders. My name is G. What I really want to do is create a vlog series where I check in what's going on with the businesses that I run and really emphasize building in public. So, try to be it off the cuff, but try to get it to the point. I just want to be able to present all of the things that I'm working on, all of the cool different insights that I've gained working with AI. And ultimately, my goal is just to inspire more people to build. So, anyways, let's get to the website because I have a building in public website where I have everything listed in public as it's named. So, let's jump right over to that. So here's my website for the company that I run on day-to-day basis. Now it's pretty humble, from the early starts here. Pretty small. It's just me and some AI agents trying to keep the lights on. So let me just zoom in a little bit just so to make things a little bit more readable. But the primary goal of this website here is to treat this as a public company in a way, trying to be even more radically transparent than a public company. And so, as you can see, we have a list of some of the primary objectives that are going on right now. So, Operation Vittles. So, not just from the fact that I'm trying to ship more, and I'll be completely honest, besides some open source stuff, I haven't been too good at shipping things that actually make money, right? And that's ultimately what's important for a business. And I thought it was incredibly important that I started this vlog as someone who has come from the startup realm, and it's cool or not cool, but typical for a 6 to full year period of not having any revenue, just trying to get things to work and raising money, as opposed to actually you know being in the dirt and like trying to build stuff to get in customers' hands as quickly as possible. And so, really, it's been a different kind of muscle for me to work on. But Operation Vittles is my kind of thesis that apps in and of themselves can be distribution, that the goal of these apps are not to make $1 million in each of the individual apps. Obviously, making money would be great with them, but the goal with each one is to just cultivate a little bit of a following over and over again, get better at doing so, and building a brand around building progressively better applications and polishing the existing ones with AI and with the ability to have, if you're good at it, endless amounts of employees who are able to progressively work on things and address customer complaints and work on new and interesting products. I think that that's something that is a new paradigm, right? And something that I want to be in on and to work on. And so that's the goal of the second operation that I've run. The other one was just Rebirth, which was really just to motivate me to get started and to start working and shipping and being on product again. Because really, in the last startups, not really on heavily technical products. And so right now, right, not just thinking about specifically a launch pipeline, but things like creating this vlog itself, right? It's kind of meta, right? Because this vlog is to document my journey, and if you feel like I'm worthy, and my products specifically are worthy of you being a customer, then I would appreciate it if you are one, right? Don't do it out of trying to help me out or some sort of founder charity. Like, evaluate it on merit. Tell me when something is slop, right? And when something isn't working as you expect, right? Drive as much value out of it, right? And in return, I just ask, right, that, you know, if you think I'm worthy of it and if the product is worthy of it, subscribe and, start adding to this kind of building in public fund, if you will, right? Because the thing that I'm really emphasizing here is not just the fact that, I'm building a business obviously for myself and trying to make a living, but to really document it, right? Right now, pre revenue, got some runway, have some nascent amount of users tracked from NeonDB and the amount of products, right? And I'm not successful, obviously, with all of them. I already have three of them that are dead and buried, which we'll see in a second, right? there are a lot of different products that are going to be built, and they follow in different business units, right? Most of them are like developer tools. As a developer myself, and I know that a lot of developers fall into this trap, we often make a lot of open source tools, right? And it's real easy to just try to get our entire development environment and all of our pipelines and CI/CD and everything else all perfect. And obviously, I'm guilty of that as well, right? But more on Lex Consumer, which is video games and all the consumer apps, getting stuff into the App Store, which honestly, historically, I've struggled at, and something that I'm trying to get better. And we've got stuff in test flight. I'll be happy to do demos with them. Um, Appended onto this video, but also separately in shorts and whatnot. Think that's pretty important. Obviously, the content stuff, like trying to do a lot more on content, but also tools around content. I hate editing, so I'm always looking for ways to leverage AI to make the recording experience and the editing a lot easier. Like, be aware, I'm just going to pull this over real quick. So there might be some like mirroring effect there, but I'm like just using base OBS right now, right? And I was doing stuff on Twitch, didn't really work out, right? But now, trying to redouble efforts on YouTube and that type of stuff. Why is this? Okay, there we go. So yeah, LeXCorp. So I've got a couple apps that are going to be running the actual business end of things. We've got Poke to Work, which is kind of my Odoo competitor, like just all the suites of apps. But I really believe that one of the points of differentiation is thinking about how we can radically change the UI, and with AI and with development, and how slowly and carefully, not slowly and carefully, slowly and really quickly, video game development is slowly getting democratized, and the layers of how difficult it was before to make really good games. I mean, it's super impressive when solo developers like, the developer of Stardew Valley, I forgot his screen name is, or their screen name is blanking from my mind, but I think it's Concerned Ape, right? I think it is. Like, it's so impressive that they're able to make it. Essentially in the early stages, right there, Stardew Valley independently, and now with AI, right, you have a bunch of employees that you're managing as a top level dev to be able to execute on your vision, and thinking about how we can leverage the fact that video game interfaces are becoming more easy to implement. Not saying that it's simple or it's super easy, but more easy than it was before, which for most cases would have been impossible to do so. To be able to put it within the SaaS and the work realm. So we have here just a long list of various products. I'm not going to make like a sales pitch, but I'm going to try with kind of daily check-ins as much as possible. A lot of these, I'll be honest, it's like founder ADHD. I jump between various different projects. So not all of them honestly get the love that they really deserve. Chromux, I would be really excited to show a demo of. So check out on my channel. Probably a good demo of that. It's kind of my foray into like building my own codex-ish like app on desktop, right? To be able to work with coding agents, and I have a very particular way of working. So, it's just a way to work with my skills and my work style in an effective way. And it's early, it's messy, it's also open source, and so it's just a tool that I'm building for myself and steadily getting better with the AI tools. But GBlockParty, right? Another thing that I think is going to be really cool and more of the business end. So these two products are kind of connected. So honestly, I'll probably connect these two together. That it's Chromux is just one of the interfaces for GBlockParty, but the concept of like setting up your own development VPS somewhere to run Claude Code or Codex somewhere in the cloud, and then having to set up Tailscale, VPN, and all the other stuff in order for you to just control stuff via the phone. Like, I think that it's better if we just figured out, meaning me and different AI agents, figured out what the best secure and user-friendly way to be able to like run that in, and just take all the settings by default, and then just deliver that as a infrastructure as a service for people to be able to run either their own development environments or just have a managed SaaS, right, that we're running, which is Chromux, the front end for that. to be able to interact with a, managed VPS, right? That probably a lot of people want Anthropic and OpenAI to be able to run it, but I think that, who knows whether or not they're going to do it or really want to do it. And so, um, for me, I'm just happy to provide that managed service that it was really difficult for me to implement, but I know for a lot of the top indie hackers, it's like their default. And so just want to be able to make things as easy as possible to build. I think another one I went into a little bit, some of my skills that I've used personally. Love to make more content around that. So yeah, there's basically a roundup of, the building in public process, kind of a day one to just introduce a lot of different things here. And in a separate follow-up, we'll just be doing a lot of different demos to kind of take a look at some of the progress that has been done individually. So um, please like this video, subscribe if you're interested in learning more, and really following my journey as I build in public. We're going to be going through a lot of different stuff, and just trying to keep this video short, but there'll be a lot of content on YouTube, where I go into a lot of the heavy details because, as you can see here, there's a lot of research. Well, maybe not this one specifically, but I think GBlockParty. Yeah, there's oh, for some reason it's not here. No, I'll have to check in on that. But by the time you see this video, I'll have uploaded all of the various documentation. It's kind of strange. I believe I put it out all on there. Um, Weird that all the stuff was deleted. I did a migration of the back end, so that's why it's probably not loading, because I haven't pushed it yet. But hey, showing the warts and all of this various journey, and I think that it's really important because things aren't going to be smooth. Things are not going to go the way that we always want it, but I'm excited to have all of you join in this journey, and it'll be really interesting sorry, not if, when things work out, to look back on this, right? And to probably cringe at the early days, but hopefully have a little bit of a, insight into how it started and how challenging this whole journey's been, because it's been an arduous few months, but I'm excited to do it, and I'm excited to continue doing it. And thank you so much for watching, and until tomorrow.